Welcome everybody to Velusia Speedway Park. My name is Josh Hall. I'm part of Intensity Broadcasting here with the Season 3 from Velusia, second race of the season here. And looking forward to another great race. If you joined us last week, you saw Tyler Berry dominate most of the race last week to get the win. Right now he's sitting second on the speed charts. Let's take a look at where everybody is right now. Dylan Netzel, the fastest car on the track right now, ran a 15.75. Tyler not too far behind though with a 15.77. Jeff Ward's 15.77 as well, and Speed Netzel with a 15.78. So your top four separated by 4/100ths of a second. Excuse me, 3/100ths of a second. These guys are going to be battling out here for 50 laps in these dirt late models here on Intensity Broadcasting, and thank you for joining us if you're watching on eRacing TV as well. So you got about 2.5 minutes here before qualifying. I do apologize, I do not have the points updated from last week, but we'll get those for you for sure next week. But nice rule I just learned about today, which I think this is awesome this league does, is they have a bonus point system. So if the pole sitter wants, he can choose to drop to the rear of the field, and every car he passes is a bonus point. So if he wins the race, he'd get the bonus points for passing every car on the track, as well as points for the win. So pretty neat there. Nice way to get some bonus points throughout the season. It looks like we're going to have about 13 cars out there tonight. You see these cars already getting the track nice and slicked up in practice here. As we saw that last week, the track got real slick, real ruddy, real bumpy. You can hear these cars really working the throttle over the bumps on the straightaways. Especially the car that's up on the outside. We're riding along right now with Tyler Horn. This is a bit of a trickier track. Not quite round, if you will. More of a, almost a circle as opposed to an oval here. Backstretch not straight. Makes it a little bit more challenging for these guys. Put on a great race here tonight, as they did last week. I'm looking forward to having an exciting race like we had last week, where late cautions almost ruined the race for Tyler Berry, but he was able to keep the win and get that win tonight. So we have Tyler Berry. He's in that 500 machine right there. Berry Motorsports. I said it last week, I'll say it again this week. I love me some good paint jobs, and some of these paint jobs in here are some of the best I've seen in a long time. As practice is now over, we're going to get into qualifying. Again, pole sitter, not just having the option of starting the race on pole, but if he chooses to, he can drop to the end of the field to get some bonus points, 1 point for every car he passes, plus the points that he gets at the end of the race. Qualifying is underway. Looks like Austin Hahn is the first car out on track. And the track's going to carry over from practice, so there will be no grooming, so you can see these cars still bouncing around out there. Jeff Ward also out on track. You see Jeff's car really bouncing there down the straightaways, which makes these cars a handful to drive, and after this you're going to have 50 laps of that, so it's going to be fun not just to watch these guys have to navigate each other, but have to navigate this tricky track. John Batista just jumped up to the top of the board with a 16.85 for his first lap. And those times I mentioned in practice, those were on fresh conditions. So as the track's really starting to get beat up here, you're going to see those times a lot slower than we were seeing in practice there. Batista comes back around and finishes his second lap. And he's going to stay there with a 16.85 in the second. Dylan Nitzel just jumps up to the top of the board. Nitzel with a 16.65 for his first lap. Don't count out guys like Tyler Berry, Tyler Horn. These guys were racing real hard last week. Scott Fritz now up into that second position with a 16.69. See the 81 of, I apologize if I say this wrong, but Michael Ashnet out on track right now. Moves up into the third position with a 16.75. Tyler Berry now just taking the track. Comes across the stripe for his first lap here. Only a 17.39 on his first lap, as you see him really hugging that bottom line right along that wall there through turns 1 and 2. Right down on the bottom again. Almost kissing that inside wall with the nose. Comes across the stripe this time. 16.86. That's going to put him in 5th place. That's going to finish up qualifying here tonight. Again, we'll take a look at the track information here. 71 degrees. Sorry, 77 degrees here. Going to make it a nice cool track. You're going to see the track not dry out quite as much as we saw maybe last week. This is a night race. Last week we had the day race, so the track really started to slick up and dry out here. A little bit more humidity in the air. It's going to allow the track to retain some of that moisture and allow these guys to continue to have some grip throughout the race. So as we're getting ready, looks like we got about well, it shows about 5 minutes left in qualifying, so thanks for joining us tonight. Again, my name's Josh Hall at Intensity Broadcasting, and this is the SESRA Dirt Series here at Velusia Speedway. We're getting ready to do 50 laps in the Dirt Late Model Series. I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys perform after last week. Again, great race last week. Oh, I do have some points here. So give me a second while I get these loaded up onto the screen for you. Bear with me just one moment. And Josh Berry, your points leader after last week, coming out with 37 points. Scott Fritz second, Jeff Ward, John Batista, and Austin Hahn make up your top 5. Then Dylan Netzel, Dale Ward, Tyler Horn, Speed Netzel, Jeffrey Godby, Len Anderson, and Jason Anderson here round out where we are. Got a couple new faces in the race tonight. As we see the 81 of Michael Ashnet, in the field, as well as, who is the other Lance Handbanger as well. Another one of the drivers that did not compete last week that will be here tonight. So 14 cars will be taking the grid. We'll have to see if the pole position of Dylan Netzel, if he's going to take that EOL to try to get some bonus points here. Again, if you're just joining us, the pole sitter has the choice of dropping to the back to get some bonus points throughout the race. Every car he passes, that'll be 1 extra point added to his total. So if he was to, with 14 cars, if he was to pass every single car, he would still get the 33 points for winning. Plus, he'd get a point for every car, so he'd get 13 extra points added to that, which, if you're somebody like Dylan Netzel, who's sitting a little further back in the points right now, that could be an opportunity to make up some ground here. Which any opportunity you have to score some bonus points is always a great opportunity. Any drivers will usually take that option any day. Oops, I apologize for that popping up on the screen like that. Yeah, because Dylan Netzel currently sitting back in the 6th position in points. So if he was able to gain some bonus points tonight, he'd be able to move himself right up to the front. Don't forget to join us after this race, as Intensity Broadcasting will bring you flag-to-flag coverage of the iOS Cup Series at Nashville Fairgrounds. Don't want to miss that. That's going to be an exciting one for sure. That's going to be right here on both Intensity Broadcasting and eRacing TV. As we have just about a minute and a half before we start gridding up. I do want to take this opportunity to mention the rest of our schedule coming up this week. We've got the iOS Truck Series tomorrow night. It's going to be taking on Homestead, Miami. That'll be 9:30 Eastern. And then Thursday, we're going to have our Double Dirt Series as well. So go ahead and check that out. Thursday, we'll have the Dirt Car Series and the Average Joe's Dirt Series on Thursday night. Friday night, we'll have the Original Rebels Xfinity Series. That will be here on Intensity Broadcasting as well as on eRacing TV. Saturday night, you'll find the Original Rebels Cup Series. And Sunday, you're going to have the Original Rebels Outlaw Truck Series early at 8 o'clock, and then the regular Truck Series at 10 o'clock. So if you followed the Truck Series with us, they've been one of the first leagues that Intensity Broadcasting has broadcasted. They've been with us since the beginning, so they'll be kicking off their season again. But we're glad to have we're honored to have the Outlaws before that as well. So double Truck Series on Sunday nights. And if you were with me last Sunday, calling 4 races in a row as they had their duels, a lot of excitement in those. They'll be taking on Daytona after their duels. The lineups are set. That'll be a blast to watch. So join us again next Sunday night for double truck racing here on Intensity Broadcasting and eRacing TV. So yeah, about 5 seconds before these guys start to grid up, and then we'll be able to take a look at our starting grid tonight. And starting on pole tonight in that 28 machine, Dylan Netzel. Outside of him, Scott Fritz in the 48. Then Michael Ashnet in the 81. He'll be rolling off third with John Batista in fourth. Tyler Berry in the 500 machine. He'll be rolling off fifth with Jeff Ward in the 55 in the sixth spot. Spot 7, Austin Hahn and Tyler Horn, they're going to make up row number 4 with Lance Heinberger and Speed Netzel in the 5th row. 39, Jacob Sayers, he'll be rolling off 11th with Jeffrey Godby to his outside in 12th. Jason Anderson, the 05, he'll be rolling off 13th, and Lenny Anderson in the 14th spot. As the cars are starting to roll here on their first of 2 formation laps. Track carrying over from qualifying, so still nice and slick and full of bumps, as you saw in practice and qualifying. And that's going to give an extra challenge to these guys, as they're not just going to be navigating the track, but each other as well, as they're trying to all navigate the bumps, and whether the bumps on the track or the bumps from the cars around them, as we saw last week. So we're going to have one more go round here, and the pace car will take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road, and we're going to get some racing here at Velusia in the SESRA Dirt Series. Michael Ashnet brings them down to the line here. Scott Fritz hits the gas. We're green flag races. Dylan Netzel did take the opportunity to take the EOL and go to the back to see how many extra bonus points he can get. And we're already racing 3 wide as they come off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Mike Ashnet trying to take the lead on the bottom down here. Look at Tyler Berry already working that low line right up against that wall, trying to get around here. And already Scott Fritz out to the lead, using that high lane, trying to use that cushion up there. Tyler Berry trying to get around John Bautista right here on that low side, but right now Scott Fritz is starting to pull away using that high lane. I wonder what we're going to see other cars start to merge up there. He's running actually a little more towards the middle of the track. Scott Ashnet now under fire from John Bautista as they rock it down the backstretch here. You see John Bautista here using that real low line. Not quite able to clear him here, but see if he pulls a, looks like he's trying to pull a slide job, but not able to get the power down on that low side. As we see Tyler Berry now starting to come into the picture, as well as the 55 Jeff Ward all over Tyler Berry's rear end right now. And here comes the 7 of Austin Hand into the picture as well, as he's now trying to put the fire to Jeff Ward. And while these front runners are battling it out, it's exactly what Scott Fritz wants to see. Our pole sitter, Dylan Netzel, already up to 9th spot, working his way through traffic. Trying to do what he can to get those bonus points here. He starts moving up the field. But up front, the battle is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Here comes Jeff Ward trying to get to the bottom of Tyler Berry. Looks like he had the position for a second, but just wasn't able to keep it there as they came off the corner. That high lane looks like it's really starting to come in and be the preferred line. See Tyler Berry already migrating up towards the top. Same thing with Michael Ashnet, starting to work that higher lane. These guys are looking for every bit of grip that they can find. And our first yellow flag is out. See, that looked like, I believe it was Austin Hand had some problems here. Whoops. Apologize for that. That was not the what I was looking for here. So we'll take a look here, see what happened. Yeah, it looks like Austin Hand just got up into the side of the 55 here. Oh, and got turned. Came right across the nose of Jeff Ward right there. Put him into the wall, up and over. And that's going to do it for him tonight, as these guys do not have any resets in the bag. So, already lined back up 2 by 2. Lights on the pace truck are off. We got them re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire them here at Velusia. With Scott Fritz on the inside, Michael Ashnet on the outside. Let's see if Fritz can get the lead that he had before. Green flag's back out. A great restart from Fritz to get a great jump on both Michael Ashnet and John Batista. Here comes Batista down to the inside of the 81. That bottom lane as they're trying to do everything. Oh, here comes, they're trying to get around the lap car. That's the 7 of Austin Hahn. Oh, a little contact. Hahn goes around. That's going to bring out, does not bring out the yellow flag. There's the yellow flag now. Take a look to see what happened there. We kind of saw it happening live in front of us there. As they come off the corner, they're trying to get around that lap car. Yeah, it looks like the 81 just overdrove it right into the back of the 7 of Austin Hahn, and here comes the 54 of John Batista, just nowheres to go. Also collects the 55 of Jeff Ward. It looks like Ward's going to have too much damage here. So lap traffic causing a little bit of havoc here in the early part of this race. As we're just working lap number 14 under caution. These guys are already racking up, even though the lights on the pace car are still on. Looks like Scott Fritz is going to continue to use that bottom side. Scott Fritz having a great run so far tonight. Started in second place. Got himself right up to the front into an early lead. Started to pull away as everybody else was battling it out hard. Let's see if he can continue to lead here. As the lights on the pace truck are off, getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. So we can go back dirt racing here at Velusia. Our pole sitter, Dylan Neitzel, sitting back in 5th place right now, so he's doing a good job working his way back up through the field. You'll see the 28. Try to make his way through the field as the green flag's back in the air. Scott Fritz again with a great jump. Oh, and see Tyler Berry almost kissing that inside wall, trying to get as low as he can. Try to get around the 81 here. And it's surprising to me that these guys can hold such a good line on that higher side down the front stretch. With all the bumps, you can see those cars really bouncing around there. And Tyler's running about halfway down, trying to stay out of those ruts. Especially on the back stretches. We got a yellow flag for Jeffrey Gottlieb. Looks like he's going the wrong way. It's not the direction you want to be heading. Let's see what happened Justin Godby here. We see him trying to get underneath the 55 of Jeff Ward. Oh, he catches that inside barrel. Getting a little too low off the corner. That is not the way you want your night to end. Catching those tires at the end of pit road. Looks like he's going to get back out there. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage out there, so he should be all right. So your pole sitter, Dylan Netzel here, maked his way up to the 5th spot. Already gained himself 9 bonus points for where he's at right now. So good call for him to take that EOL to fall back to try to see if he can move himself up the points. Lights on the pace truck are off. Next time by, we'll be going back green flag racing. See if Scott Fritz can continue to dominate here at Velusia. And so far, he's led every single lap from the drop of the green. But Tyler Berry right behind him, last season's champion, as he already hits the gas. Green flag's back out. Goes Tyler Berry to the inside, slide job in front of the 81. 81 crosses him over, comes back to the inside. Try to take that position away with his own slide job here, which he's going to do. Here comes Tyler Berry with his own crossover, and the yellow flag is back out. Looks like it was Len Anderson having some issues here on track. See if we can see what happened to him to bring out this yellow flag. You see him battling here with the 15 and just it's like a case of a slide job gone wrong for Len Anderson, and not the way that he wanted that to happen. Looks like him and the not really sure who that was that got into the side of. Oh, Jeffrey Godby having some issues here. You see that 7 car get the wave around here. F5's going to stop and wait for the field to go on by. So we are working lap number 19 of 50, as caution laps do not count in these races tonight. As this time by, we're going to see the lights on the pace car go off, and we'll have one more lap before we go back green flag racing here at Velusia. Looks like Jeffrey Godby's having some issues on the track. I don't know if he was took an accidental wave around or what happened there. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. As the lights on the pace car truck are off, he turns left. They go back green. And Scott Fritz with another great jump. Tyler Berry, though, up into that second spot. Now he's trying to challenge for the lead. Tyler Berry trying to find any room he can get around that 48. And the yellow is back out. Looks like John Batista. Maybe Jacob Sayers had some issues there. Looks like it was Jacob Sayers. So we can see what happened to Sayers here. Looks like he was kind of just running all alone by himself out here. Oh, just caught the wall and went over all by himself. Easy to do to misjudge those corners there. As they're still trying to get time and scoring figured out because it's showing Jeffrey Godby as the leader. Yeah, here comes the field that's going to put him back where he's supposed to be. I don't know if he got waved around when he shouldn't have or what happened there, but it's going to put Scott Fritz back as the leader on the board. As we're getting ready to approach halfway here. Scott Fritz pretty much dominating from the beginning of the race here tonight. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are back off. Getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Velusia. See how long he waits this time. As soon as the truck takes a look to the inside, here he goes. Green flag's back in the air, and the battle continues between Michael Ashnet and Tyler Berry here. Tyler Berry slides all the way up the track in front of the 81. Here comes the 11 of Tyler Horn into the picture as well. Tyler wants a piece of the action along with Jeff Ward in that 55. Oh, the 11 goes way up the track. Side by side though right now for second between Ashnet and Berry. Ashnet with a slider. He's going to take that position away. Here comes Berry fighting back to the inside. Berry's going to try to throw the slider of his own. There it goes. That's going to allow Michael to get back to the inside, but not quite enough to get there. Oh, some contact between Tyler and Michael, but they keep it going straight here as Tyler Berry now starts to pull away. And Jeff Ward comes into the mix here. Jeff Ward working that high side right now. Here comes, oh, some contact between Jeff Ward and Tyler Horn. Tyler able to hold on to it. They both are. Full body racing here, full body contact here. Now that 81's trying to come back to the back bumper of Tyler Berry. While that was all going on, it looks like Dylan Netzel had some issues. He fell back in the 8th spot. Our pole sitter, so he's going to try to get some spots back, see if he can gain some of those bonus points back. Meanwhile, John Batista working that low side right now, trying to get around the 11 of Tyler Ward. He's trying to find as much grip as he can on that bottom side. So he hugs that inside corner, almost touches that wall. You saw earlier, who was it, the 28? Getting down there and slapping that inside wall, those tires there. So you got to be careful not to hit those tires when you're running that low down there. Batista seems to be making that bottom work right now. 55 and Jeff Ward now still battling, or he separates himself, excuse me. So here goes Batista back to the bottom side. While that's going on, Michael Ashneck and Tyler Berry battling for second place. Scott Fritz has just checked out. He's got himself a 3-second lead off these two as they've been battling side by side. And Scott Fritz is checked out from the rest of the field. Battle right behind these guys is Jeff Ward, John Batista, and Tyler Horn. Trying to have a battle back here. That's for third, fourth, and fifth. Horn drives in real hard, almost slides up the track into the side of the 55 and is able to gather it back up. Berry now trying to run Ashneck back down. These three cars right here, you can throw a blanket over them. Oh, some contact. This is the 55 of Jeff Ward. Making some contact and getting pushed out of that battle right there. John Batista around Tyler Horn, and right up front, everybody's got to work around this lap car. It's the 15 of Len Anderson. I'm just going to stay out of the way and let these guys race it out. Here comes Tyler Horn back to bottom, trying to get around John Batista here. As they cross the line this time, we're going to have just 15 laps to go. Next time by. And Scott Fritz's lead has now grown out to over 4 seconds. See Michael Ezet just bouncing that thing, holding it down, doing everything he can to keep Tyler Berry behind him, but Tyler's coming. Tyler's doing everything he can to try to get around. He's working the bottom, he's working the top. He's done everything but basically turn him around to get by him. Try slide up the track, stays off of, oh, there's the contact. Great save by the 81 as he's able to hold on to it after that contact. That's a piece of driving right there, because Tyler Berry was all over him as Tyler tries to throw it in there again, not able to make it work. And now Scott Fritz's lead is out to 5 seconds. Tyler Berry now starting to fall back just a little bit, but right now Scott Fritz in his own area code as they're working around the lap car. 05 Jason Anderson. Jason doing a good job staying out of the way. Here's Batista to the inside, using the lap car as a pick, and he's going to take away that third position from Tyler Berry. Tyler's going to fight back on the high side though, but Batista's got that bottom figured out right now. He's going to go right on by Berry and take away that third spot. And now Batista's going to set his sights on the 81. Right now, it looks like it's just a battle for second as Scott Fritz almost 6 seconds ahead. Berry trying to fight back on the high side here. Maybe he found some grip up on that high side. He works back down to the bottom. Oh, he turns him! He gets into Batista. That's going to bring out the yellow flag. Not what we wanted to see here. And I know Tyler Berry, that was not what he was trying to do, but let's see if we can take a look and see. Because Tyler was starting to close the gap just a little bit. So we take a look at it here from the blimp. And you see the run that Berry gets, and I don't know if Batista just didn't get to the gas fast enough, or if Tyler Berry was just that much faster there. Gets in beside him and actually flips him over onto his roof. He lands on his wheels and able to keep going. So it shouldn't have too much damage out of that car tonight. And Tyler Berry has to move to the end of the line after that. A little update on Dylan Neitzel. Dylan's moved back up into the 5th position. So he gained some of those bonus points back. We'll have to see if he's able to get any more here. At the same time, that's going to erase Scott Fritz's lead. Scott Fritz out to almost a 7-second lead there. Now we know that 81 car, he's hungry. We saw him getting some speed there late in the run. Single file restart. Green flag's back in the air. Scott Fritz with another great jump. Just catches that 81 sleeper, it looked like. Behind him, Jeff Ward trying to get around Tyler Horn. And here comes Dylan Nitzel on the bottom side, trying to get around the 55. Get another one of those bonus points. And again, Fritz is starting to check out. Tyler Berry already moved around Speed Nitzel and Lance Heimberger. So he's already moved himself into the 6th position, but with 5 laps to go, I don't think he's going to have enough time to get back up there and challenge for lead. Second place driver Michael Ashnet just cannot do anything to keep up with Scott Fritz. Scott Fritz has got that thing on a rail tonight. All night he's been 3 or 4 tenths faster than the rest of the field, and you're seeing why. 4 laps to go. Scott Fritz with open track in front of him, some clean air, as they say. As he comes off of turn number 4, we're going to have just 3 laps to go. Jeff Ward trying to get around Tyler Horn here. Tyler's going to slide up the track. He's going to give Ward the opportunity to get to the inside. Try and take that 3rd position away from Tyler Horn. 2 laps to go. Does everything he can to keep it off of him. Able to stay right there with him, though. Back to the inside. Low contact. Jeff Ward going to get the position as the white flag's in the air. This is a battle for 3rd place. Oh, Tyler Horn makes some contact. Sends him around. Jeff Ward able to hold on. Up front, Tyler Fritz is going to be your winner. The 81 of Michael Ashnet comes in 2nd. Jeff Ward comes home on the podium, and our pole setter, Dylan Netzel, comes home in 4th and gains all those bonus points. But the story of the night is all about Scott Fritz. Dominating the race, leading pretty much flag to flag. Great run for that young man right there. It's Dylan Berry's, Tyler Berry's teammate there with T. Berry Motorsports. Last week came in 2nd. This week comes home in 1st. There's some celebratory donuts on the front stretch. Let's take a look at your final results. As Scott Fritz is your winner. Michael Ashnet comes home in 2nd. Jeff Ward, Dylan Nitzel, and Tyler Berry, your top 5. Lance Heimberger comes home in 6th. Speed Netzel in 7th. Jeffrey Godby and Tyler Horn and Len Anderson make up your top 10. Then Austin Hahn, John Batista, who went up and over onto his roof, Jason Anderson and Jacob Sayer round out the rest of the field. That's a happy man right there after coming home second last week, getting the win tonight, and in dominating fashion. It's not taking anything away from the 81 or the 55, though. They did everything they could to get up there as well, and great race all around. And we'll just wait for these guys to come up into the green room so I can get some interviews here. See if I can pull in our third place finisher. Oh. Pull in our third place finisher here. Jeff, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congratulations on the third place finish. Podium for you tonight. Battling hard at the end. I know that's a little bit of contact there. Wasn't what you were hoping for, but a great way to finish the race. And, man, how'd the race go from your side?
Yeah, man. Third place is good for us because we ran about fifth or sixth place the whole race. This is not one of my better tracks, so to get out of there on the podium feels good. Yeah, I don't know what that was with. I think his name's Tyler there, Tyler Horn. He pretty much spun me midway through the race, just drove through me. So I get to him, kind of just tapping, didn't even spin him, and then he decides to just try to drive through me wide open. So hopefully he'll learn from that, because he ended up finishing last on lead lap or something.
Yeah,
And I got third, so it didn't work out for him. So maybe he'll learn not to mess with me.
No, but awesome race there. Like you said, kind of running mid pack, drove back up to the front, had an awesome battle up there, but just didn't have anything for the guys up front. But anybody you like to thank? Any shout outs you got to give tonight?
Yeah, man, Scott was great. Congrats to him on the win, and Michael there for second. Yeah, we'll thank Arctic Coolers, Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, Conundrum Outfitters. Thanks to you, Josh, there in the booth. Thanks to the admin, in-race admin there, Jason. Thanks to just friends and family watching.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium and a strong run tonight. Hopefully, we get to talk to you again next week.
Yep, thanks, man.
That was your third place finisher, Jeff Ward. Let's bring in our second place finisher. Michael, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Man, great run tonight. Kind of, no, you didn't run last week, but came in here. Didn't really have anything for Scott there, but battling hard with Tyler Berry. Most of the race, you guys were trading blows back and forth. Just a great race overall. How'd you see it from your side?
Yeah, it was good. It's always clean when you race with Tyler. It was a good time.
Awesome, man. Yeah, Scott seemed to be the class of the race tonight. If you could time those restarts a little better, you might have had something for him there?
No, not really. He was way better than I was through the middle. I kept getting really tight. I don't really run the late models too often, so I was kind of just trying to figure out what I was doing the first 25 laps.
Yeah, the track looked like it got real bumpy out there, and you guys were able to hold on for that second place finish. And Mike, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give tonight?
Not really, just T-Berry Motorsports. Everything you guys do too. That's pretty cool.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, and congratulations on the podium. And again, maybe we'll talk to you again next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was your second place finisher, and now your first place finisher, your winner, Scott Fritz. Scott, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, what a dominating performance tonight, leading pretty much every lap from start to finish, up to about a 6-second lead at one point. That thing was on rails tonight. What was the secret to that? I mean, I saw everybody struggling with the bumps on the straightaways, but you seem to just pull away lap after lap.
Yeah, as I said last week, is my best track. I've ran here in real life and stuff, and it doesn't really drive the same. It used to, but now that they need to update it. But I've turned probably more laps here than almost twice as many probably here than anywhere on this game. But yeah, Velusia, I love this place, and it's getting really rough lately, but I didn't struggle with it. I was pretty used to it. You just kind of got to hold the car straight, and work the throttle. But other than that, it was a good night.
Yeah, timing those restarts just perfectly to really keep everybody on their toes. And I know Tyler was running up there with you. He ended up falling back to fifth, but had a good run as well for T-Berry Motorsports overall. Any other shout outs you want to give tonight? Anybody you got to thank?
I'll just thank my girlfriend and then thank Wrath ATV UTV 605 Racing and Tire Solutions. And then everyone for putting this on, and then of course my teammates at T-Berry Motorsports. Another 1-2 finish with Michael finished second, so good run for all of us.
Yeah, awesome job for T-Berry Motorsports tonight, and a good win for you. Congratulations, and as we move on next week, I'm sure we'll, after two podium finishes, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yep. Thank you.
So that was your winner tonight, Scott Fritz, getting the win, leading flag to flag. The caution's really not affecting him, even though he had almost a 7-second lead at one point, but able to come home with the victory tonight. Thank you for coming out tonight on Intensity Broadcasting and E-Racing Sports, also on the SESRA racing page. I know we're on the Facebook there as well. Don't forget, after this, in about a half an hour, we'll be running with the iOS Cup Series from Nashville Fairgrounds. So that will be kicking off at about 9:15. So stick around. Come join us back for that. So for myself and everybody here at Intensity Broadcasting, thank you for joining us tonight. Like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch if you haven't already. You can also follow us on Twitter at Intensity Broad 1. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over